I'm about to go live now.
Don't do that, man. I gotta roll this L up, man.
Man, we are live, man. Did I just say we're live? Yeah, we are live, giving you a slice of unapologetic conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Straight to Tape. My name is C. Perry Elysia II, the Mr. Fantastic of
We're
Podcasters
live.
Fantastic Four. Yes, we are live.
Yep.
Yeah,
Live.
we're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
We're live. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're live. We're
Live,
live. We're
live,
live.
live.
Yeah, live, like out in like out in the broadcasting
Perry.
stratosphere, live. Yes.
You were sounding like
Tico, can you hear me?
Yeah.
we can all
Everybody
hear
hear
you.
you. Yeah, everybody hear you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
you
hear
fine.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
can't
You can-
hear Perry.
You can't hear Perry.
you can't hear
I
me.
can hear you.
Can you hear me? She can't hear me.
Can you hear Rob? Rob's talking to you.
Nope.
Wowzers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting a live sound check from Straight to Tape.
Live sound check.
Mm-mm.
It happens from time to time. That's what happens when you go live.
Call
you know
y'all
what
in
I mean?
30 minutes.
Okay, call us in 30
Okay,
minutes.
we will check back in with the hip hop mom in 30 minutes. But first,
Okay.
of course, we have the comedian, our resident professional joke slinger, Tico de Gallo. What's good, Tico?
Well, you know, people talk it. I live it all day, every day. Twice on
And-
Sundays.
Twice on Sundays. What about on Saturday? You know, you give some, other consideration to what you're gonna do on Saturday.
Well, you know, I was gonna do it 4 times, but that curfew kind of got me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, curfew messed a lot of people up.
yeah, it did, man. Yeah, it did, man.
And of course, we of course have our social media assassin this week. Number 1, Rob Stud.
That would be me, man. Ruggedly handsome and geekishly intelligent. And I am the chosen one that is here to bring balance and make you think. That's what I do, man. That's what I do.
Yeah, and look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Straight to Tape. The hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y, will be checking in within the next 30 minutes. But we do have a lot to discuss. So you know something, ladies and gentlemen, let's not even waste any time. You want to go ahead and jump into it, gentlemen?
First of all, I would like to jump into this right here.
What you about to jump into?
T-shirt battle.
Yeah, that's
That's tight, man. That's tight.
and you know what? And you know what? Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's you know what? I can't even.
No, you can't.
I can't even make no noise this week, man. I'm not in production this week. In my t-shirt battle, I'm in reruns. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying, we're not on set this week. So I'm gonna have to tap out immediately.
Dearly beloved.
Yeah.
And
Let's see how it falls out of the picture.
yeah. I'm in reruns this week. I got my Ric Flair. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it?
Wu-Tang.
Oh, the Wu-Tang.
Oh, the Wu-Tang.
My Wu-Tang. I got my Wu-Tang shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm in reruns this week. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna have to tap out.
I love that shirt, man.
I love that shirt you got on. That John is fire. And I gotta say, what's up to the homie checking in already. Big Jimmy, happy born day, brother. It was good to see you yesterday.
Birthday to you,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Good to see you and the family yesterday. And we chopped it up, celebrated, did it big. And once again, happy birthday, my brother.
Yeah. And Jimmy will definitely. Oh, wait, Jimmy will definitely talk. Oh, also, hey Amy.
Hey
Thank you
Amy.
for joining us as always. We do appreciate you as well.
No
So
doubt.
yeah, let's definitely go ahead and get started. Of course, a lot going on, and we definitely want to start with the of course, the George Floyd murder case. Okay.
Mhm.
And some things that have changed. Okay.
Right.
On Thursday, finally got charges on all 4 cops.
Mhm.
All right. So
Right.
you already had the main culprit, Derek Chauvin. All right,
Mhm.
who, when he was initially arrested for 3rd-degree murder.
Right.
Okay, and the Attorney General's office, led by Attorney General, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, upped that charge to second degree murder.
Right.
All right, and then you had the other officers that were involved. Uh, let's see, we have J. Alexander King, Thomas Lane, and Tua Tao, and they were also arrested as well. Okay,
Which one was the rookie that was just started working like that 4 days?
dude, actually, technically, they were all kind of fresh out of cadet school. Okay,
And one of them was like riding with old boy, right? Like on training day.
Well, let's take a look. Let's see. We had J. Alexander King. Okay, he was charged in aiding and abetting second degree murder. Now with his background, he had just joined the force in February 2019. He had no previous complaints. Didn't have enough time to be on the force for any previous complaints. All right. You had Thomas Lane, and Thomas Lane was also charged with aiding and abetting second degree murder. All right, and aiding and abetting in second degree manslaughter. All right. Once again, he was new to the force as well. I mean, he's been, he started as a cadet back in February of 2019. Previously worked as a bartender. Interesting. And then you have we have Tua Tao. Okay. One, and also aiding and abetting second degree murder, aiding and abetting second degree manslaughter. All right. Now, he actually had a little bit more experience. I mean, he had been on the force since 2012. He had about 6 complaints that was filed by internal affairs against him as well. So you roughly had one cop that had, we're talking less than 10 years experience. We're talking 2 that quite honestly were like fresh out of the police academy, in essence,
Boy,
and
he pulled a Denzel on him.
And the experienced one, who's the one that's actually charged with second degree murder. Gentlemen, charges brought by the Attorney General, fair or not?
Rob, go ahead, man.
Well, I feel like, okay. I mean, you really couldn't charge him with like first degree murder. You know what I'm saying? They originally charged him with third degree, correct?
Correct.
They originally charged Derek with third degree. Yeah. That came down, and that was a charge that came down from the local level, that came down from the local DA. And it was the Attorney General of the state who bumped it up.
Right. I mean, I don't have a problem with how they've been charged, to be honest with you. Maybe you guys could sway my opinion. I mean, you couldn't charge him with first degree, really.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's not going to stick. So I mean, second degree murder, especially for Chauvin, I think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that.
Right.
What do you think, Tico?
Well, it says here that it's intended to only cause bodily harm and demonstrate an extreme indifferences to human life. So yeah, that's pretty much, if you're going by law, by the words, yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I mean, first degree, I would think that was like premeditated,
right?
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't wake up that morning and was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to kill a black man today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would have to go with second degree, man. I would have to go with second degree. I'm with that, but if it has to be the max.
Yeah,
right. It's definitely for Chauvin, definitely for him.
Yes.
The other guys,
the other ones. How you feel about that though?
That's where I'm kind of like, for Chauvin, I'm cool with his charges. The other guys, I'm like, you know what I mean?
Think about it, Rob. Think about it. No, think about it, Pete. Think about it. All right. It's your 4th day on the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see your boss doing some stuff, or your trainer doing some stuff, you know, cutting corners or whatever. You know, I know you're supposed to be like, well, you know, that doesn't sit right with me, but at the same token, it's like, you know, that's your job, you know, and you know how it is when you're in the blue club, you feel me? And you know, you snitch or say something like that, you might not get no daggone, you know, reinforcements back. So maybe he just sit back looking, not knowing what to do, because is this right or is this wrong? This dude's been in the he's training me. You feel me? This is my 4th day. You feel me? But I do get it, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Guilt by association. You feel what I'm saying? You know, there's a time when, you know, you do know the rules. You just want, well, yo, he's saying he's not breathing. You think you might need to lay off? But again, he's training you.
Right.
You feel me?
And it's your 4th day on the job, and you're gonna sit there and make suggestions to your trainer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that. I'm kind of you have to you have to put yourself in that police. See, yeah. Not only do the police officers have to put, you know, white people had to put themselves in that situation, we also had to put ourselves in the police situation also. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my 4th day at work, dude, I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking. I'm trying to scope, see what's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see, okay, who can I talk to? Who can I not talk to? Who can I trust? Who can I not trust? You know, all that type of stuff when you go into the, you know, system or whatever, man. But I don't know, man. That's going to be very, very interesting how all this is going to play out, man, and how protesters are going to feel about these charges by not digging deeper into these police officers' lives and just taking it, you know what I'm saying, as is.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Like seriously, correct me if I'm wrong. But like the other guys that were restraining him, they weren't okay. Basically, Chauvin, like I said, I'm cool with his charges because he's the one that, and you can all, you know, argue about, you know, pre-existing conditions and all that type of nonsense, yada yada yada.
Which it is nonsense.
It's nonsense. But Chauvin had his knee on that man's neck, and he was well subdued because he had more than Chauvin restraining him. Like, come on. So what Chauvin did was, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, fuck him. Was way over the top. What he was doing was completely and way over the top, man. Like it was unnecessary, man. You know what I'm saying? So with the other guys, I don't know that. I mean, I guess whatever they're charged. What are the other guys charged with?
It's second degree, pretty much second degree aiding and abetting.
Aiding and abetting.
You know? Yeah, they were there, but they did nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. We can debate that. We can debate and continue to weigh that all day. I mean, it's going to have its day in court. So I'm just going to say that what Chauvin got as far as his what he's being charged with, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I am cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it, I mean, this was the best that this was the best they can do. Okay, charging Chauvin, you know, to the fullest that they can charge him, which was second degree. First degree was always going to be out of the window. Okay,
right.
Not even thinking about that. Okay, and the aiding and abetting. You know, once again, I kind of felt that I kind of feel that was fair for the for the other three. All right.
Okay.
Granted, I can still see the other three being harder, being the stickler point once we get to the actual court case.
So in the comments, Andre just said the other officers did compress George's back with their knees, and I saw that, and my whole thing is with them having pressed their knees into his back, and the way I saw it, George was kind of laying kind of at an angle. Again, it's going to have his day in court. I'm no legal expert. You know what I mean?
Right.
My memory is kind of fuzzy as far as the other portion of the tape where the other officers were restraining him. Bottom line is that goes to show how well in control and how well subdued George Floyd was as an arrest subject. And it goes to highlight the egregiousness of the of Chauvin having his knee compressed in his neck with his full weight for the better part of 9 minutes.
Yes, it's like what we said last week. You know, it's like we said last week, when a police officer hears a suspect say, "Hey, I can't breathe. I can't. There's something wrong with me, or something's wrong with me." Then and there, they're supposed to administer. You know what I'm saying? Some help. That's just the bottom line, man. That's just the bottom line, bro.
Gentlemen, look, I want to go ahead and bring Bishop Omega into the conversation.
Yes, yeah.
Bishop Omega, what's up?
What's going on, man? I'm sorry I'm late, man. I had, took a nap and didn't realize it was Sunday.
No, Sundays are for napping.
For napping. Nah, power went out and everything like that last night. So it kind of threw everything off a little bit for me. But thank you guys for having me back.
Ain't no problem, man.
No problem. It's always.
It was hot yesterday, man.
Very.
Omega, the charges that were that were brought up against all 4 cops in Minneapolis, fair or not? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely fair, all the way across the board. It's kind of like one of those things, like it's kind of fucked up for the other officers that was like day number 4 and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you like kind of like because I was listening, kind of like Tico said, it's like that's your training officer, and it's like, we're supposed to be, that's where police training comes into play, because out of the academy, you should know what you should be able to do. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to be, you should know the right and wrong steps to do on there. So do I feel any sort of like those guys are getting charged? No, they're getting charged with aiding and abetting, and that's what they did. They aided and abetted in the murder of someone. And because they had the ability to say, "Yo, he can't breathe, let him up," or they could have got it themselves. Got up, and if he kept his neck on there, then guess what? Then they could, they may have a little bit of leeway there. But yeah.
That training day joint, boy. That training day joint, boy. How that wet taste? You know what I'm saying? How that wet fit? You know what I'm saying?
You got wet.
You know what I'm saying? Say it, man. That training day, man. She's crazy, huh? She's crazy.
Yeah. Justin said it doesn't matter if they're day 4 or not. They graduated from the academy. You got a point.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Got a point. Got a point.
But we all got a plan until, you know what I'm saying, you're in a shootout and you need some backup. And so,
Okay, guys, have you guys been, checking the coverage of of the case since then? And I'm not just talking about the protest, okay, which we're gonna get into. All right. Have you just been paying attention to how this, how the case, has been covered over, over the past week, and a lot of the, a lot of the various comments on both sides, as it relates, to this case, as it relates to the officers themselves, and especially as it relates to some of the opinions that have actually been out there, about George Floyd.
Man, look, the media, man, I've watched, I watch Fox, I watch CNN, you know what I'm saying? It's not my primary thing, but, I'm watching these shows and I'm seeing things like, when you watch television, especially when you watch the news, you just can't focus on the person that's speaking. You have to read what's going on up under the line, what's going up on. Because I saw when Fox was like, they're throwing, you know what I'm saying, what you call those Molotov cocktails and Molotov cocktails at police officers to burn them. That never happened. You feel me? And then there's like
all weekend, a lot, you know, the times that I've checked in, you know, they're still, you know, they're still running coverage from what happened last week.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not showing the bricks that are strategically placed in spots. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're not showing that, or even the whole, you know what I'm saying, George video when the ambulance came. Ambulance, that's why you know you from the country. We say ambulance. When it came, and it wasn't a EMT person that came out and got him. It was you know what I'm saying, an officer. So, you know, and the way they picked him up and put him on the gurney, you know what I'm saying, especially for somebody that has a neck injury, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. It was, you know, it was just crazy. It's just crazy. There's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of what you call those conspiracy theories going around. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know, man. I had to tune myself out of it for a hot bit, you know what I'm saying, and get myself together. And, you know, because if that was the case, man, that's like watching fucking Roots uncut and then watching Shaka Zulu afterwards and then watching Selma. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of hot. You feel me? I was kind of hot, yo. Yeah, it's kind of hot.
I was gonna say, man, now if you was gonna throw Bamboozled into that equation as well, oh yeah, man, you really.
Well, you know, I was thinking about Samuel Jackson. What did he say? Hell yeah, I killed him, and I hope they burn in hell. Yeah, you know, man. So yeah, I'm with it. Yo. It's just fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I've watched everything like that, and it's like, you know, what I'm seeing now too. You know what I'm saying? Just even in my own like personal Facebook universe. You know, I had a friend or whatever that posted something like, you know, George Floyd's criminal charges, right? And they date back to 98 all the way up to about 98 to about 2000, I want to say 5 or 7 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, and you know, I mean, cocaine charges, you know, I mean, run up in somebody's house and everything like that. And then, you know, so he supposedly ran in a pregnant lady's house and tried to rob her or something like that. And then at the bottom of the caption, and this is one of our friends, you know, at the bottom of the meme, it said the pregnant lady should have had a gun. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, yo, I can't believe, first of all, you know, I don't block my, you know what I mean, my racist friends, you know, my racially insensitive friends. I won't call them all the way racist or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to call them that, you know what I mean? Because there's a way, you know what I mean? Because I think racially insensitive can be cured. Racism can, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give them some type of hope. So I said, I'm disappointed in you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, first of all, it looked like, if you look at these charges, it looked like this dude was on drugs during that time. And then right, you know what I'm saying? What you got to do, if you got cocaine, jumping in somebody's house to rob them, yeah, that's, you on cocaine this whole time. You know what I'm saying? You got crack in your system. You on drugs. You're not doing the right thing at that point in time. People that's on drugs do stupid shit. Mm-hmm. Hands down. Also, these charges were 10 years ago. So guess what? The charges that he did 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, have no bearing on them sitting on his neck in 2020.
Mm-hmm. If that's the case, I should be able to put my knee on your neck for traffic violations.
Yep. No, for real. Like honestly, it's like this. If you're gonna take that stance of non-forgiveness, mm-hmm. If you're gonna take that stance of non-forgiveness, then I need absolutely all my reparations right now. I need to be able to go out here and start jumping on little white boys and girls and throwing acid in pools and start shooting them with water hoses. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandparents didn't get a chance to do it. You want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, not forgiving anyone? You know what I mean? We can do that non-forgiveness shit all day, and it should be on fire. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. You don't want to play the non-forgiveness game with people that you know what I'm saying you want to forgive you. So it's like, you know what I mean? But so I was just like, you know, but in the media itself, I'm seeing them take care more of what they're saying about George. You know what I'm saying? They're not out here demonizing them as much because you know what I'm saying? I haven't seen it, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm kind of like Tico. I kind of tune in and out because I don't want to be
stimulated by that.
All right. So listen, man. I just want to say, I just want to say, P. I just want to go ahead and say, right off the bat, man. Like y'all, you know, in the comments, y'all keeping it popping, and I really appreciate the side conversation because we'll address some of the stuff. And one thing I have to address is why is everybody continuing to bring up George Floyd's criminal past?
Thank you.
As if that has any bearing on that moment that cop had his knee in his neck. Like, stop that bullshit. Like, stop that dumb ass bullshit. Like, please stop that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It has no, I don't give a fuck what he did in his past. I really don't.
Right.
At that particular moment, those police officers, whether he had just chopped the heads off of 17 people a moment prior, they had him well enough subdued that it did not take Chauvin's knee in his neck for 9 minutes. So chill with that shit, man.
Exactly.
It's really dumb at this point. And what is the point? Like for real, let me ask you, what is the point in continuing to bring that up? Once again, let's keep it 100% real. His criminal past had dick to do with that man leaning on his neck for 9 minutes when there were 3 other officers also holding him down, and he was so well in control that knee was unnecessary. The knee was egregious. The knee was excessive use of force. The knee was police brutality. Right. So come the fuck on, because like I'm getting on my fucking nerves at this point, yo.
Dude, I stole. Yo, hold on, Bishop. I stole gas at the age of 16.
Who did?
I had money. I stole gas at the age of 16. You know, I pumped the gas. I didn't pay. I had the money to pay, but I drove off. And I drove the fuck off. I got chased by the police in Ghana. I don't, you know, back in those days, if you got stopped by Ghana police, you might not make it home. So I made it to Raleigh. So I have had everything expunged and all that other stuff. I did my community service and I did that and the other. So if I get pulled and the police officer has his fucking knee in my fucking neck, I deserve that shit. Do I deserve that shit?
According to some of the dumb shit in these comments, yeah, you deserved it.
Yo, and guess what? I'm gonna say this right here. Anybody without sin, please cast the first stone. Because I know some of the people in this month that, you know what I'm saying, that's commenting, they're saying that just, I know some of y'all probably on cocaine right now. So, you know what I'm saying, let's talk real talk. Let's talk real talk. Let's talk about some of y'all probably been in situations that y'all shouldn't have been, because ain't none of us perfect. Ain't none of us perfect. Some of y'all,
including the cops. Including the cops. This is the reason why we're here today.
What I'm saying is this right here. That man, you know what I'm saying? It's like this. And somebody said to check to show that he's not perfect. Like all, the victim in the case, the dead man his past shouldn't be brought up, because guess what? There's no future. It's not like he's coming out here and he's saying, yo, I'm about to write the greatest gospel song in the world, and you bring this stuff up, you're like, yo, I'm Mr. Perfect. Nah. No, I don't want to hear that shit, because guess what? Because when someone comes out here, and if God forbid an officer, whoever's commenting, comes out here and choke one of y'all the fuck out, I don't want to look back at these straight to take comments like, oh, this motherfucker was an asshole in the straight to take concert, so I'm not going to deal with the fact that the officers killed him or her. You know what I'm saying? What it is, you have right to living. And then especially after this, and I want to call bullshit on that, because a dude shot up a Batman movie, killed newborn babies, and is still alive today, minutes and not hours after that happened. A man shot up a black church and was able to go to Burger King afterwards to get him something. So you tell me, why weren't they murdered?
Well, they bought him Burger King food, but I see what you're saying. Like he wasn't allowed to just casually drive to fucking Burger King. But I get what you're going.
It would have been. Did they go through the drive-through? I mean, what?
Right. I get what you're saying, Holmes. I get what you're saying.
We'll put it on our discount. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, yeah, his criminal past, man. Come on, fam.
Right.
And defense is going to bring it in court, but it's up to everybody else to strike that shit down. Like, what does that have to do with what he did? But especially if he paid his debt to society.
Exactly.
Was he charged and did he go to jail and did he serve time for all the bullshit that he did? Did he?
Yep.
Or did he not? If he didn't, let me know. But if he did, what the fuck does that have to do with the cop having his knee in his neck for 9 fucking minutes? Come on.
What it does, but Rob, one thing it does is once that information is out there, and I'm not talking about out there in the court for it to be, decided and not decided, but once it's out there in the court of public opinion, okay, is just, of course, used to sway thought. Okay, and to sway thought, and also let's be very honest with this, to victimize the victim in this goddamn situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, man, it's like this. Them cops. I'm gonna tell you this right here. If y'all using that man's past to get these cops off of that shit right there, if y'all think that shit is bad right now.
Bishop,
right?
If they want to go that route, then go the fucking route as the police officer.
Mm-hmm.
He was he had like 11, maybe 12 fucking cases. 19. Oh well, shit! I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. 19 cases against him, dude. So what about that? Let's talk about that.
Oh shit.
Let's talk about that. Well, if you want to bring motherfuckers past up, let's talk about that.
19 counts.
Come on, man.
What happens? What happens there? You know what I'm saying?
1, 2 might be, you know what I'm saying, coincidental. Mm-hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 9. Come on, bro.
And look, anytime you get past 5 counts, okay, 6 counts, 7 counts, once you start getting into double-digit counts, all right, there's more of a problem with the system that's around and protecting and coddling you than anything else.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I know in most people's jobs, let's say somebody's late. What? How many times they getting walked up out of there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you get a curse. You get a curse.
Yeah, exactly. You getting walked up out of there. Mm-hmm. That's not happening when it comes to cops. And trust me, I'm going to go into why. Okay, we're definitely going to go into why later. Okay,
hey, listen.
Shoot, look. If I was late 19 times, well,
you out there.
I wouldn't have been late 19 times because it wouldn't have got past 19.
Mm-mm.
It wouldn't have got past 10.
You get you right up at like number 6. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good job, you get you right up at 6. Like, hey, stop.
Right. right. Hey, Hip Hop Mom, listen, I know you can't wait to jump in, but just drive safely. We ain't going nowhere. Okay? Just chill. Don't be burning rubber trying to get to your microphone and stuff. Just chill.
Or
just drive safely.
Depending on where you are, just pull over into a rest stop and call. I just don't want you driving and getting into some hot convo. And the next thing you know, we got all these people seeing an accident live on Facebook Live and YouTube. Check us out, by the way. But we don't need that, baby. We don't need that.
Yo, and then so
Keisha said, "Don't put that evil on her, Ricky Bobby."
This dude said, "Look, man, we ain't doing this all day today, homie."
Yeah, no.
But Jamal said, "Let me address Bishop. DC snipers lived. Also, they were black, so save it. It depends on if you're resisting. That's what matters."
What I'm gonna say, hey Jamal, like I love you, brother, but fuck that dumb shit. You are like for real, like this is me talking to my man Jamal. Jamal, yo, that is idiotic.
Well, first of all,
that's some dumb
first of all,
shit to
they
bring
thought
up.
they thought he was white, so
It's like
they
this.
took
Let's say
white
this right here.
precautions.
Listen, hold on. White tigers
Got a point, Tico.
survive. White tigers can survive in the wild. It's a real thing called a white tiger. But guess what? It happens every once in a while. You got a albino deer, doesn't mean all deers are white. So guess what I'm saying is this right here. That is one in how many? Let's talk about, you know what I'm saying? There's one in how many? Yeah, that's because you know what that was? That was police officers that knew what the fuck they were doing. What I'm saying is this right here. One example of them doing something right does not negate all the times they didn't kill motherfuckers that didn't do nothing. They didn't shoot not a goddamn person.
Hey, Bishop, at that particular time and moment, they just might have had good cops.
Right. It just might have been.
It might have been just been good cops.
They were doing.
And they were doing what they were supposed to do. Maybe they were just good cops.
It's kind of like this. Is you ever heard the joke? It's kind of like this because we're all dads. It's like when you want to get kudos for taking care of your kids, you're supposed to take care of your goddamn kids.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yo, Justin said, "Can y'all please let me on to talk about the BS Jamal?" Hey man, look, hey look at so yo, the wheels are turning in Perry's head. Look, hey man, we'll send you the link, bro. You know, we waiting for the hip hop mom to come on. Shoot, man, I don't know.
Yeah, Just can speak well because he does Intelligently Ratchet with me. He's one of my partners on Intelligently Ratchet.
Yeah,
so he will be okay to get on.
Right.
He'll speak well as a Negro.
Yeah, send him the link, man. Send him the link.
Yo,
man.
send the homie Justin the link.
I'm sending Justin the link. Jay, link's coming out to you, man.
Yo,
yo, man. All right. So during this whole thing, I started thinking about how this changes everything for everybody. So I started thinking about, you know what I'm saying, everybody that's out here protesting. I've had my, you know what I'm saying, coworkers, you know what I'm saying, call me up and say, you know what I'm saying, Tico, I'm checking on you, seeing how you doing, you know, this, that, and the other. We had a whole meeting, you know what I'm saying, and everybody expressed their feelings towards, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. And, you know, I work for a school, and my school is, you know, it's the majority is black kids with behavioral problems. And so, you know, I didn't take what they said to me, you know what I'm saying, or said softly, you know, because, you know, in their heart of hearts, I know they mean well, because, you know what I'm saying, the majority of the kids that they deal with are African Americans. So, but my thing is, have you all gotten calls from your white people, your white friends, stating that, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm with you, I'm down, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other? Because when they told me, you know, even when during the meeting, I was like, you know, they know me and I speak my mind, and I was like, I appreciate you all saying thank you, and you know, that you're with me and all this and that and other. But that's, you know, that really doesn't, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean too much unless you're doing something about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, even had some white friends even break down and cry. And it's like, you know, I really found out myself and really found out my white privilege, and I was white privileged, blah, 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 yakety yak, you know. And I was like, well, I'm glad you know what I'm saying, that came across you, you know what I'm saying? But have you all experienced that? Have your white friends called you and said, hey, you know what I'm saying, what can I do? Or, you know what I'm saying, I'm with you or anything, shit like that?
Hey, listen, man, I got my white homie Mark Dooner, man. I gotta shout him out. This brother called me, man. You know what I mean? He called me, he FaceTimed me, actually. Matter of fact, last week, if you go back to the show, I had actually paused. I had dropped out for a minute. It's because my homie Mark, he's one of those people that when he calls, I am going to, you know, answer. And we were in the middle of the show when he called me, which we don't talk on the phone that often. So when he called me, I'm like, yo, let me see what my man wants. He just called to check up on me. Man, you know, what's going on, you know, today, you know what I'm saying? Just checking on you, man. You know, I'm with you. You know, I stand by you. I feel you. And this brother called me with tears in his eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? And Now let me address that because that brings up something else. As far as like I don't like Mark when I say he called me with tears in his eyes, he called because he's what I've been harping on these past few weeks, because he's a decent human being.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? He's a decent human being, and
Right.
he felt the shit from his heart because he's crying just like black. You see, black men have been crying on camera. He called me with tears in his eyes, not on some white guilt shit. That's what I want to bring up. Nobody's asking for white people to be guilty for like slavery and oppression and all that shit. We're not asking for white guilt. You feel me? We're not asking for there's this video floating around where some white people got on their knees and was asking forgiveness for black. We're not asking for that shit.
For none of that.
We're not asking for that. We're not asking for white guilt.
But guilt. It's not your fault. It's the country's fault.
Thank you. Because again, like my homie Mark, he never owned slaves. You know what I'm saying? So when you put it in that perspective, because I know a lot of white people think that we are mad at them for all of these years of oppression going way, way back and way, way back. No, you ain't have nothing to do with that. But if you are walking in racism and if you're walking in that mind state that you're better than black people, yeah, we blame you for that shit. But we're not asking white people for guilt, to be guilty and getting on their knees and crying and snotting and talking about forgive us for slavery. No. But if you're a decent human being, you know what I'm saying? Like if it comes from a genuine place, then yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and bring our man Justin in, okay? Also from Intelligently Ratchet. So give me a second and get Justin on the stream.
Justin.
Gosh. With the full on
Yo, what's up,
Jess?
Yo, pleasure being on the show. Thank you for having me.
What's up, homie?
Pleasure having you, homie. Pleasure having you.
All right, so first, people that don't know me, my name is Justin Thorin. 1/3 of people are Intelligently Ratchet, but more importantly, I don't even say importantly, also as y'all can see, I'm in law enforcement. I've been law enforcement for 20 years. Federal service, you know, the whole nine. I would say for the last 8 years, I've been in charge of the training division for the department that I work at, which is the Department of Veterans Affairs. So federal firearms instructor, ground defense instructor, GDR, the whole nine. Everything that officers are taught, I'm usually the ones that teach them. You know, for my agency, I also teach at the academy for, you know, the whole federal service. So what I wanted to bring up, because Jamal was saying a lot of stuff that had no relevance into what was going on. Past criminal history doesn't do anything unless it was something that was going to be brought up, unless he was giving some kind of resistance, unless that officer knew that he had violent crimes or he was actually assaulting an officer, or, you know, you knew that he knew jujitsu from previous things or something like that, that could hold some relevance, but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? Nothing at all. So he could have had just robbed a bank right then and there, holding his knee on that guy's neck for the 8 minutes and 14 seconds or 9 minutes and some odd seconds has no relevance in whatever his past was. Secondly, in order for an officer to use force, there has to be some kind of justification and resistance. There was no resistance that Floyd was giving him that justified that level of force for the knee to be in someone's neck. Not only the knee, in his torso. So you got 200 pounds on this man, and as he's trying to breathe in, if anyone breathes in and out, once you breathe out, your rib cage and all that stuff collapses. Now you got 200 extra pounds on you. As you're trying to breathe out to expand your chest, you're not able to do that with all that extra weight. So it's him, you know, gasping for his last breath and saying that he can't breathe is, you know, it makes sense because all that weight was on his neck. So Jamal, you had no idea what you're talking about. You need to study use of force. Get up on your regulations of resistance, officer subject factors and whatnot. And anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up because I love to tell people, educate people on it. And he was absolutely wrong. He makes no sense.
Justin, I saw you on G.I. Joe, man. You dope, yo. You dope. You dope.
Oh my God. Yo, Y'all got it popping in the comments, man.
Yeah,
keep it
most
up.
definitely. Yeah,
keep it up.
going, man.
Keep it going.
Yeah,
Keep it
thanks,
going.
man. I appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Justin, man. I appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah, thanks,
coming out
Justin.
saying what you got to
Appreciate
say,
y'all.
man.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man. Be safe, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And then, yo, man, when I say it's like this, it's kind of like one of those situations. It's kind of like one of those situations where you know what I mean, if you're still arguing with the point that George Floyd was wrong in any way, then you just know it's always gonna be wrong. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those situations where we all had that girlfriend. No matter how much we begged her to forgive us, she just wasn't gonna believe us forever. So sometimes you just gotta let that shit go. Like, all right, well, fuck it. Here is the evidence. If you want to be mad, you want to be mad just because you want to be mad. You want to be disagreeable because you just want to be
disagreeable.
You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of the same thing about what's going on. And I think I said something in a comment. It was like, the problem is I have with some of the outpouring of compassion from white people. Listen, it's like this. Yes, but it's an apology. It's the outpouring of support because in one way, it's now the sexy thing to do at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? It's the new normal. It's a sexy thing to do. It's like back when white people was on the other side, when most of them gravitated toward, you know what I'm saying, forget the lives of the Negro. Jim Crow was cool. We mad. Now they starting to move back over to the other side of things. We can't be mad now because we're getting what we want.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
My whole thing about that, to piggyback on what you're saying, man, is that, I mean, do you want change or not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you want change or not? So if you're all for for change, then yeah, it's gonna take. It is gonna take some white people to you know what I'm saying, to repent and turn from that way of, you know what I'm saying, racism and implicit bias and all of that type of stuff. And we go into all of that later. You know, as far as them, you know, not owning slaves but benefiting from privilege, I mean, you know, yeah, we can debate that too. We could debate it too. But if you want change, I mean, you can't just be mad because every white person that is showing some type of compassion, you looking at them sideways. You feel me? Like I said before, we're not asking for white people to be all guilty and kowtowing and stuff like we've seen on the news. Like I said, with that footage of the white people asking a bunch of black people to forgive us for slavery and all of that. Nah.
Dude, there's this dude, I can't remember his name. He's from France, and he's been, I think I posted it, I think I gave it to you all. He's been posting up like fake protesters, you know what I'm saying, protesters with inside, where these two girls were talking like, you know, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying, should we go protest? And the other one was like, well, I'm somewhat down. And she was like, well, I gotta find my riot gear. And then they took pictures, you know what I'm saying, at the protests. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this dude does his research. And then he got another video from this chick that was, she was in California, and she looked like she was helping with the whole, you know what I'm saying, putting boards up on glasses and trying to, you know, for the rebuild. And all she did after the husband or boyfriend or whatever took the picture, she gave the guy back his drill and said thank you, and walked and got into her car just so she can post pictures, man. So it's bugged out because, you know, people are using this to their advantage. And like you said, Bishop, it is that, you know what I'm saying, that new. It's like when whites was, you know what I'm saying, adopting black babies and shit.
Right.
It was that, you know what I'm saying, it was the shit to do. Exactly, it was the shit to do. Now that you out here, now the thing is, now that you got your face out here, let's see you do some shit. Because we're gonna call you on your bullshit.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
We're gonna call you on your bullshit. We're gonna call you on your bullshit. So if you sitting here taking pictures and shit, like you fucking doing some ill shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you doing some fucking some real shit, and then that's the only picture that you got, or that's the only thing that you doing. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit, man. Let me see your ass take a picture in these fucking city hall meetings. Let me see you take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Let me see you take a picture. You know what I'm saying? When at the White House, when, you know, or when the Senate is out here doing their shit and you are in the middle. Let me see you do that.
All right.
Take the pictures. Look, take the pictures. Take the pictures when it counts.
Right. So right off the bat, man, again, I want to just run up the list real quick and just thank, the people in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We got the usual gang. We got Candace in the building. Jamal came through.
Candace, Jamal, peace.
Yeah, Latricia. Is it Latricia or Latricia? Like
Latricia.
It's Latricia. I'm sorry, I always mess your name up. Dre is in the building. Justin came through. Kalila, thank you. I think this might be your first time in the comment section. Cherie, one of the usual gang members. Raphael, my man Raph in the building. Who else? Who else came through? The homie Paul came through. What's up, Paul? My man Paul. Let's see. Lynn came through. We were still waiting for the hip hop mom to come through. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you. Jeremy came through. I already said Justin. Hey, listen, man. Callie's in the building.
Sherry, your last name, your husband's last name is Bethay. We any can?
Hey, Greg, what's up? Greg Turner, what's up, man? Her name is Cherie, man. Pronounce it.
I'm sorry, Cherie. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyway,
shouts out to the homie Jonathan Thomas. That's that's family. And he's been supporting us for a minute. He's been supporting us for a minute as well. So thank you for always checking in as well. So.
No doubt. My man Corey came through. Karsten, thank you. Amy, and again, happy birthday to my man Jimmy. So I just wanted to acknowledge everybody in the comments. Thank you for your support, and keep it popping in the comments, y'all. Like, keep it popping for real. We'll be acknowledging stuff as we go.
Yeah, because look, I mean, y'all brawling it out in the comment section. I love it.
Yeah.
You know what, man? Jamal brought up a good content. Okay. Protesting now is totally different than it was back in the days. Do you think that phones and everything take away? I mean, now it's getting some good footage now. It's getting some good footage because I hate it when my fucking camera rings. Anywho, so do you think that this is taken away from, the protest? It's like sort of like, when you're on your phone, you really don't get the full message of somebody, speaking, even though people think that they can do two things at once.
Not exactly, because you can't do two things at once.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, and sorry, Teak, I'm not going to stay that long on this one.
Yeah, don't do that. I just want that's a quick question.
However, having your camera at a protest is like having a Polaroid at a protest back in the 60s or the 70s. Okay, it's capturing the moment. It's being there in the moment. All right. I mean, just because we have new technology doesn't take away from the message. I mean, if anything, it elevates that message, because of the ability to do it in real time.
Dope.
But ladies and gentlemen, look, this is the part of the show where, well, you know how there are, those bandwagon opinions that everyone jumps on. Well, we have a man on our show that, well, quite frankly, he can't stand bandwagon opinions. He stomps on bandwagon opinions. If it was up to him, he would run from the end zone to the middle of the field and piss on your star. He would. He would. Okay. And he'd have a lot of people cheering him on because that's what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, unpopular opinion with number one, Rob Stud.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And
because he really would piss on your star.
I really would piss on the star because yeah. I hate blue stars. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Justin, I can't stand the Cowboys, man. But that's neither here nor there. But listen, man, and I don't know how unpopular this opinion is going to be, but I mean, with all of the stuff that's going on, man, I'm having conversations with friends along the political spectrum, with people of different races and nationalities and things, man. I just feel like you gotta like start like check your white friends, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Break it down a little bit more.
I knew you were going to ask me that, and of course you knew I was.
Of course.
When you have something, and we've been arguing already about it in these in the comment thread and on this particular broadcast, when you have something like what has been going on, and what has been going on long before that, when you have people, and you know what, I kind of humorously say check your white friends, but there's some black people on this tip too, that what you end up worrying about completely cheapens and undermines the reason why things are happening the way they're happening right now. So when I say check your white friends, I'm talking about the ones that are completely engulfed in the minutiae in all of the side satellite conversations, and not, yeah, it was fucked up, he shouldn't have leaned on his neck and choked him out. But now you want to bring up his criminal record, you want to bring up his past, you want to bring up, well, why such and such, why wasn't there this kind of outrage when this, that, and the third happened? Which, if you've been paying attention to my lives, my personal lives this past week, I've been addressing some of that stuff. That we're outraged about a lot of stuff. This right here, it requires a different response. It just requires a different response. And it's not to focus on everything, tap dancing around the issue. Acknowledge that it's fucked up that dude he really did get murdered on camera. It was fucked up. And not acknowledge that. Can you acknowledge that and not dance all around the shit with other minutiae? Can we? I mean, can we acknowledge that? I mean, guys, what do you think?
For the simple fact, I just love you for using that fucking word. God,
minutiae, yeah, I love it. I love it.
Gracious, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, Rob, I'm glad you look, man. I'm glad you brought this up because talking points. Okay, some talking points have gotten on my last nerves. The black on black crime. Why aren't we fussing about that? That one always gets on my nerves. Okay, and here's one that really gets on my nerves. A white guy was killed by the cops. You're all not upset about that. My answer to that is, why the fuck aren't you upset about that? Or is the only time that you're upset is as well, or using that as a deflection shield? When you should be upset. When you should be upset about police brutality as well. If it's quote unquote, we know it's affecting our community. If it's quote unquote affecting your community, then you should be upset too. And what happened to George Floyd, you should be upset too.
Man, I you see me laughing and you see me smiling because the shit, you ever hurt so bad that you can't do nothing but laugh about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as a comedian, man, this thing gets so fucking hardcore that if I immerse myself fully in this shit, I'm scared that I would lose my fucking funny. Mm-hmm. For the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying? And as you were saying, the whole deflection shit, man, it's like, okay, when NC State or Carolina wins the game and they outside burning shit, jumping over fires and turning over cars. Oh, these kids are wild. These kids are, you know what I'm saying? They're fans.
They're spirited.
They're spirited. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But when we do it, we're not spirited. You know what I'm saying? We're not fans of ourselves. We're not fans of black folks getting, you know what I'm saying, of black. So that's why we turn over cars and burn shit. You know what I'm saying? We're thugs. We're hoodlums. We're, you know what I'm saying, we're looters. We're, you know what I'm saying, the same shit, man. Come on, bro.
What it is, I'm gonna tell you this right here. And this is what I've been gathering over the last couple of days. The reason why people, and I think the same thing with Jamal and everything like that. The reason why some people always try to deflect is because they don't want to believe the American dream is a lie. They don't want to take the time out to realize it's kind of like this. Remember when you found out rustling was fake? When someone said rustling was fake, that's the same example. It's like, no, rustling
It's
can't
choreographed. It is choreographed. Okay?
Don't get Perry
The
started.
difference. Do not.
Right.
It's not fake. Oh, sorry, bro. Go ahead.
It's
I didn't do
choreographed.
that. Sorry.
Russell, well, I'm saying, you know what I mean? The actions and everything, but no, it's a choreographed, scripted drama with fighting in it. No one wanted to believe that. Remember when they told you Santa Claus wasn't real? How fucking fucked up you felt if your parents, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about my Muslim brothers and sisters and people that didn't believe in Santa Claus at all. But I'm saying if you got that and you found it out, how much of a disappointment it is. And then it's kind of like this. So basically what you're doing is this right here. You're telling a lot of people that grandma and grandpa were dickheads. That's what you're doing. You're saying your grandmom and grandpop are in hell right now burning because they're racist.
Oh my goodness.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Hey, listen.
Mima is burning in hell. And that's what they get from this.
So when I found out pro wrestling was scripted and choreographed.
Thank you. Thank you. Scripted and choreographed. Damn you, Jazz. Damn you.
You know what it did? It didn't outrage me like a lot of people. It made me more interested in finding out what the inner workings were.
Right.
Exactly.
You ain't telling me shit. Ric Flair chopped fucking Ricky Steamboat in the chest so hard his damn chest cracked and started bleeding. That shit real. That shit real.
Well, that's what we call in pro wrestling a hard way chop.
And it's also working stiff. It's working stiff.
Exactly.
Is where he was working stiff.
Really
working life.
Really
But no. We try to laugh, y'all. But like it made me more interested.
Yeah.
So why doesn't this like get you to a point where damn, yo, this does seem to be happening. It seems to be happening disproportionately. Let's look into it. I had a friend on Facebook this morning. Her name is Karen. Her name's Karen, white woman named Karen, who actually challenged her. She actually was asking for, like, you know, the statistics and challenged, like, you know, she was challenging it. Like she's trying to get the truth. She's trying to understand. She's not deflecting and all this other shit. She's not, all lives matter, blah, blah, blah. She's not doing all of that. And again, I'm gonna break that down. All lives won't truly matter until Black lives matter too. That's when all lives matter. If all lives really matter, where we at? If all lives truly matter, then there shouldn't be a reason for us to be saying Black lives matter. Like, come on, fam. It's really not as hard as we're making it to be. It's not that hard.
Because if you can understand save the whales, don't mean fuck the sea turtles. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what I mean? It's like this. If you can understand that general premise, like, yo, save the whales. Okay, yeah, we're saving the whales. Why are we? No one's going out there, but look at the sharks. No, we understand the sharks are in trouble too. But listen, these whales got it bad right now. Let's go ahead and save these, and then we can work on the other shit. If you can understand what save the whales or save the rainforest means, that don't mean that you know what I'm saying, you're not in North Carolina right now. We ain't seen the rainforest. We got pine forest, and you like, well, nah, fuck it. I like pine forest. No, you like, I'll donate to save the pine forest. I'm save the rainforest. If you could understand those concepts, Black Lives Matter shouldn't be a foreign concept to you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't.
I think we should have a PSA. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jamal,
It seems like they
Jamal,
only
like,
give
for
us
real?
money. It seems like they only give us money if we got a fly on our fucking face.
Jamal,
Right, Tico,
you know what,
Tico,
man? Jamal, bruh, like I'm not, I can't even knock your hustle, bruh. I really can't at this point, man. I can't knock your hustle. I mean, I understand it to a certain extent, but I still call bullshit on a lot of the things that you're saying because statistics can be made to support anybody's narrative, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You can find statistics to support the bullshit you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But there are also counter statistics as well. You feel me? Like, seriously, man. Why are you so fucking hell bent on talking about black on black crime? You understand what I'm saying? When at the root of what's going on right now is racism, bro. Whether you like to hear that shit or not, whether that makes you uncomfortable or not, whether that, you know what I mean, upsets, you know what I'm saying, some type of I don't know, whether it upsets you or not, bro. It's real, man. It's real. Because okay, so here we go. So Andre says there are more white people than black people in this country, so the numbers are deceiving. Statistics can be made to support any narrative that you want, man. To be honest with you, I mean, can we just really just acknowledge, man? Can we really just seriously acknowledge that what happened was fucked up and not bring all this other salt in the game, trying to, deflect from the seriousness of it?
It's like when they package food and they say, hey, well, you're allowed to have a certain amount of fucking spider legs and a certain amount of fucking rat parts inside this meat. And you notice, and you're just like, okay, I'm cool with just eating fucking rat and fucking spider and just continue eating what the fuck I'm just going to continue eating. Dude, come on, man. Come on. When is that shit going to fucking damn upset your stomach, man?
Right.
That shit going to fucking upset your stomach and be like, yo, I'm not eating right, yo. I mean,
you've probably heard this analogy. It's a crude analogy, but it's an analogy nonetheless. But because sometimes you have to speak in basic terms, man, to try to get people to understand. And when they continue to skip over simple logic, it's willful ignorance, and it's only exposing them. But if my house catches on fire, you understand what I'm saying? And my house is burning to the ground, and you call the fire department, are you going to sit out there and scream, well, what about the house, you know what I'm saying, 2 rows down? What about that house? That house ain't burning, goddammit. My house got the fire on the roof. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's almost a childlike analogy, but you have to speak in these terms to try to get people to understand what people are saying these days, man. Like, come on, family.
I have a statistic too that I just learned too. Did you know 90% of crimes are nonviolent crimes? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
I knew 100% of divorces caused by marriage. I knew that.
Right. But I'm saying right here. So what my question is right here.
Warped.
If we talk about statistics, if 90% of the crimes are nonviolent, why do our police, 100% of the police, have guns?
They don't have them in London.
You know what I'm saying? So we want to talk statistics. We could play the statistics game, man. I'm here for the game, Jamal. I'm here to play any game you want to play because we got to look at it on the other end. Because guess what? Because if we follow statistics, you look at the country and you say, well, 99% of the 90% of the crime in America is nonviolent crime. Why do we need to arm the police? Why don't we do like Thailand does? Why don't we do like England does and give them baton?
Hey, wait a minute. Fuck all that, because now y'all creeping up. We're not getting ready to have a Second Amendment conversation.
No. He's talking about police.
Hold on. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, the hip hop mom has joined us.
What up?
Mom.
I came in real hot, y'all.
So
I almost knocked the basketball goal down.
Oh my goodness. She said she came and she screamed into her yard. and almost knocked her basketball goal down in her front yard.
But my thing is this right here. If it's why do we, you know what I'm saying? Because I think we should just teach the police kung fu, you know what I'm saying, and give them broadswords. That way, you know what I'm saying, you still got a weapon. Like if you know kung fu, you know what I'm saying, you can take out most people in any situation. That's being funny, but honestly, we see police departments or police in states that don't even use guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that as if we're gonna play the game of statistics, if we're gonna say, well, you know what I mean, most black people kill black people. Well, 90% of the crime is nonviolent. So why do police need to carry guns?
Black on black crime could not exist without white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, Mexican American on Mexican American crime. It cannot exist. It's a fucking construct. It's a construct to make us do exactly what we're doing right here. Same thing with the welfare mama myth and absentee fathers in solely in black homes. Please, just you do to whatever normally who you live around. Though we are a desegregated society, we live in segregated pods.
Right.
So we commit crime against those who are around us on a regular basis. That's just it. And it is just what it is. So the deflection of, well, what about black on black crime? Well, nigga, what about white on white crime? It just is what it is. So it's not
the whole Holocaust.
Black on black crime is not a thing unless you follow it up when you're talking to me with white on white crime and Asian on Asian crime and Latino on Latino crime. It's just not a thing. So we can go ahead, and I don't mean to be momish, but that shit pisses me the fuck off. So let's talk about something else. Hi, I miss y'all.
Glad you came home safe.
Glad you're home safe. Yeah.
Listen, we could talk about the veracity of pro wrestling if you want to.
No, I missed that part on purpose.
Nah,
don't get me started. Do not get me started.
Yeah, because Jazz was like, "Nah, it was razor blades." Ask Abdullah the Butcher. Like we look, man. We don't let us get deep, do a deep dive into that.
Exactly.
That's
and yo, shout out to Jimmy Gold, man. Shout out to Jimmy Gold again. Happy birthday. And yeah,
happy
I'm
birthday
coming on your podcast. Whatever.
Happy birthday.
No doubt.
So just let's just move ahead. Move ahead.
All right.
I said I wasn't engaging, so I'm going to stay true to that. I'm gonna try my hardest.
Okay.
Are you sure you didn't take notes on something in particular that you wanted to address?
She grown up now, Quake. She grown.
I did, but I said I'm not engaging.
She grown. Look at her. She grown. She doing grown things.
With this particular
role.
So I'm just not doing it.
She doing grown things. Let's go.
Because I will say this. I'm not.
Oh, she's not grown no more.
Through this whole thing, I am. Through this whole thing, I'm really learning not to argue with fools. So people are gonna believe, like, if you want to have an open conversation, that's one thing, and we can grow and learn from each other. But if you're gonna spit a bunch of bullshit minutia, that really has its foundation in white supremacy, then I can't talk to you, because there's nothing I can say or nothing I can do to convince you of the plight of the black man and the plight of my black children. Like, I just can't argue. I'm too emotional nowadays to even cross that threshold. So if you want to have an open conversation and the shit some shit is just facts, and these people try to refute facts with, again, stipulations in conversations that are rooted in white supremacy, then I can't talk to you. Period. So that's it. Was that grown?
No, yeah, that was very grown. Impressive.
All right.
Very, very adult. Good grown stuff. Yeah, that's what's up.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, that was the unpopular opinion. All right. Once again, by number one, Rob Stud. Thank you, as always.
No doubt. Okay. Who's cutting grass?
Yeah,
Who's cutting grass?
My bad.
this time.
Yeah, just mute yourself, homie. His neighbor's cutting grass. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. Just you know, like I said, I say it a little tongue in cheek, man. But just check your people. That's just concentrating on everything but what's the most important thing. You know what I mean? Nobody wants anybody to get murdered. Nobody wants, you know what I'm saying? Dare I even say it? Yeah, all lives matter. But again, all lives don't truly matter if Black lives don't matter.
Exactly.
And stop having such a fucking problem with people saying Black lives matter. And I ain't even and again, and y'all know me, I'm not even talking about the organization. And I think that's another thing that gets confused. A lot of people don't like the organization. Hell, I don't agree with everything that the actual Black Lives Matter organization stands for. I don't. I'm talking about the overall sentiment of Black lives mattering in this society. So again, if you are all about all lives matter, then you don't have a problem with people saying Black lives matter. You don't even have a problem saying it yourself. But you know what I'm saying? In order to avoid having these really honest, open, and hard conversations, you know what I mean? You want to focus on everything else. You want to get mad when you hear Black Lives Matter because you think that's racist. It's not. It's not. It's racist to get mad at people saying Black Lives Matter. It's racist to push forth an ideology of all lives mattering when it ain't all lives that are being chopped down at the hands of police brutality. Or just motherfuckers running around in the street with shotguns and shit, chasing somebody down in the neighborhood.
And let's be honest.
I mean, come on, family.
Let's be honest. Most of the lives and all lives are white. Just say it like it is a synonym for white people's lives matter too. They do.
Yeah.
When have they ever not mattered in this country?
I love white people.
When has the country as a whole, through actions and legislation, ever shown that white lives don't matter? Never.
You know what, Key? The crazy thing about it is, and again, I always go back to the simple fact that racism is bullshit. It's made up. It's classism. It's all about the rich and the poor. White people, check yourselves.
No.
I mean like this. I mean, like, check yourselves. If you realize that you want the same thing we want, which is a good life, for our kids to live a good life, for us to, you know what I'm saying, to prosper in this life, then you would know that this shit is bullshit. This shit is bullshit. Whatever they said, think about what the government is doing to you. If you're living in trailers and you're in a fucked up situation, you know what I mean? We in projects. We got kids. We in projects, and it's the same thing. You just our projects just don't have wheels, and we can't move.
We could do an all lives matter pyramid.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Being on the top.
Exactly. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's a rich or poor thing. We all want the same shit. If you know, motherfuckers is running up in meth labs just like they're running up in motherfucking niggas who's fucking doing crack. You know what I'm saying? Same shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Come on, man.
It is about race because it is just something that is ingrained.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
For a long time in our country. Exactly. Especially since one of the McMichaels stood over Ahmaud Arbery's already dead or dying body and said fucking nigger. So the classism is another thing. That's another battle we have to fight. Like the Poor People's Alliance, so to speak. I ain't poor, but I'm still fighting for my brothers. I'm gonna fight for everybody. I'm gonna fight for my kids. I'm gonna fight for, and the only thing that we are asking, like the Reverend Al Sharpton said, is provide us with the same opportunity. Get your fucking knee off our necks. That's
Hey,
it.
yo.
That's all.
It's like
Hey,
this.
yo.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. We should have never had to fight for civil rights. Do you know what civil rights are? Those are rights that say, "Hey, just treat me. Don't fuck with me. I won't fuck with you." Rights.
Right.
Like the fact that we had, like, you know what I'm saying, when you like this is when where it's fucked up, where you can't see when people have to fight for the right for their counterparts to be civil with them.
Right.
Not saying, yo, I want to be treated any more better than you and anything, like civil rights. I just want to go to the same school.
And gays fight for equal rights.
Right. I want to go to the same school you go to. I want to eat pie at the same counter you eat pie on. We both human beings, and people had to march and get dogs sick on them. What I'm saying is right here. If someone's fighting for marching, they didn't riot in the 60s like that. They marching. Why are you sicking dogs on them? Why are you hitting them with water hoses? You know why? Because you don't want that change to happen. I don't want the change to happen.
I love that voice.
Because I like it the way it was. I like it the way shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop that shit,
nigger.
man. You know what I'm saying? That breaks it down. That's what y'all doing right now with the Black Lives Matter movement. When you put all lives at it, you know what? You know what you're doing? You essentially turning on a water hose and you sicking dogs on people that are saying, hey, we are not being treated fairly. I don't give a, like, for real, I don't give a fuck. It's not black people's fault that we in the situation we in. It's the motherfuckers that came and took us and brought us over here, that perpetuated slavery, that perpetuated segregation in the Jim Crow laws. Everybody that said all that shit put us in this situation where we're at right now. Now y'all surprised, but it was always a saying that said this right here: the straw that broke the camel's back. The straw. See what y'all doing is y'all looking at that one straw that broke the camel back. Why the hell is this going on? That's the last straw. That is it. Y'all not
look at how many
million.
Look at how many straws that we've had
over
the past couple of months.
Right.
Alone.
So y'all got to look at that. If y'all understand, it's like this. It's shit that people see. That's what I'm saying. It's like this. Some of y'all try to be too smart for your own damn good. That's what it is. If you simplify it and break it down to common sense, if you can understand what, like I go back to, if you can understand what save the whales means and not against any other sea life, if you can understand what save the rainforest doesn't mean I don't like the other forests, then you can understand what the country has been putting people of color, black people to be exact, through. Because when we're saying Black Lives Matter, we're saying that, yo, they are fucking us up.
I'm a insert here something that I read on the internet, and if it's on the internet, it's true. But it was just something I don't know who to attribute it to, but it really explains this whole thing. If my spouse comes in obvious pain and asks, "Do you love me?" and I answer, "I love everyone," it would be truthful, but also hurtful and cruel in that moment because my spouse needed me at that moment. Right. If a coworker comes in to me upset and says, "My father just died," a response, and I give a response of, "Everyone's parents die." Though it is truthful, it is very cruel and hurtful in that moment. If a friend speaks up in a time of obvious pain and hurt, there is a lot of pain and a lot of hurt just historically in America, and says Black Lives Matter, and I respond all lives matter, again, cruel and painful in this time and moment that we're in. Most definitely. I'm not asking you to go out and start bucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking whoever these all lives matter people are to acknowledge that there is a true, clear, definitive issue between how Black people in America are treated versus how white people in America are treated. I'm not asking you to understand that if it's never happened to you, that's where empathy comes in. That's when you see a 9-minute video of a white cop and I did make a note back then. I don't know if we talked about this before. I said it before, but I saw the interview and I was bawling of a young black man that stood there. It was on the sidewalk while the whole George Floyd murder was going on. He's trained in MMA. And he said as they were yelling to Chauvin to get off of George Floyd, he gave the shimmy. And he says that shimmy is known through MMA like the kill shimmy, basically. So he has his knee on this man's neck with his full 200 and something pound weight. The man is screaming, "I can't breathe." And this nigga gives a bear down, a hunker down shimmy. So I'm not asking for you to have gone through that. I wouldn't want anyone to go through anything remotely close to that. However, every fucking black man that I know, even these on this panel, my father, my grandfather, all of my uncles, and I had 7, eight uncles, have gone through a similar experience with police. So I'm asking you to hear me and understand me and not discount what the fuck I am saying to you. And I'm not saying we, because I want you to make it personal because you know me. When we're having this conversation, I want you to hear me and ingest what I'm saying and understand and remove the doubt from your mind, because this shit goes on every fucking day. Imagine all of the situations like this that did not get recorded. This dude had 13 use of force
complaints
charged against him in the short time. Not short, he was on this force for like 10 years, 15 years or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
And then there are other people that probably haven't spoke up because they are afraid. So please stop with your all lives matter bullshit. When I say Black Lives Matter, I am talking about my life personally, my kid's life, my ex-husband's life, my dad's life, my sister's life, my cousins, uncles, my brothers, my friends. I'm talking about those. I'm making it personal because that seems to be the only way. And if it, that's it. I was about to.
If they, white people, if you get rid of racism, you'll be able to rap some of the rap songs we say and say nigga. It'd be cool.
No, they wouldn't. No,
it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't.
So and to piggyback off of what Keisha was saying, like I saw a meme that caught my attention. Again, it's a meme, so it's true. But memes are impregnable truth, man. But anyway,
of course.
Somewhere.
I saw a meme that caught my attention, and it goes along what we're talking about. And it says, "For all lives matter, folks. When the Boston Marathon was bombed, everybody's profile picture went Boston strong. Nobody said all cities are strong. When the Las Vegas shooting happened, people changed their profiles, stand with Vegas. Nobody said, well, what about the people that got shot in my city? Have you ever seen someone counter a breast cancer post with, well, what about colon cancer? But for some reason, if someone says Black Lives Matter, it turns into an all-inclusive all lives matter. It's not an either or proclamation. When there's a crisis, we have always rallied around that particular group. It doesn't discredit or diminish any other group. It just brings awareness and support to the group that needs the attention at that moment. What's so hard to understand about that, y'all? Like, seriously, I need like logical. I don't need like bullshit that is backed by some type of motive. I need logical answers as to what is so fucking hard to understand about that, yo. Why does that make us quote unquote racist for saying Black Lives Matter?
And
I mean, like,
why
seriously,
does it make you feel uncomfortable? Why
does it make you feel so uncomfortable to hear people say Black Lives Matter? And why does it repulse you to be like, you know what, Black lives do matter. I stand with you. Because, a lot of stuff that's happening is bullshit. And again, it's because technology. And I want to talk about media too, because a lot of people love to talk about the media is controlling people and controlling the narrative. Well, if you analyze this particular tape, it was from somebody's camera phone. See, everybody is armed with the technology now to capture these moments. We film all types of shit. We film stuff at sports events. We film our kids doing stuff, and we film when stuff like this happens. Mm-hmm. This was from somebody's phone, and you know what? It hit social media first. Y'all blaming the media, the mainstream media. This hit social media first, and then the mainstream media picked up on it. So nobody had to control any fucking narrative. This wrote itself, and it continues to write itself. It's a police officer with a look of fuck y'all on his face, kneeling in that man's neck for 9 minutes when he was completely subdued and under control. It didn't say, the media didn't have to tell people to be outraged. That was some outrageous shit that somebody caught on their cell phone camera. Nobody told us to get angry about that. And then then people will say, well, such and such, the white person got killed, or this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. I mean, let me venture to say that if that was caught on camera, we'd be pretty outraged about it. Oh, that's fucked up. That was fucked up what happened. But the response that this particular thing got, this shit has been bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and bubbling for decades. Dare I even say centuries.
Quake, they say that we don't get reparations because of the simple fact that our plight was the only plight that hasn't been videotaped, hasn't been recorded. You think about that, Joe. Now it's the time of recording. Everybody's recording. So you can't dispute what's going on. Back in those days of slavery, I mean, you had pictures, maybe some still pictures, but no, even in the Holocaust, they had cameras. They were recording people going into the showers. They're recording people, killing people, mass amounts of, bodies in a grave. You know what I'm saying? They documented that. Only slavery was the only one that hasn't. You know what I'm saying? Now we're able to arm ourselves, with these cameras and like you said, see these things and see these wrongs that were going wrong. Back in the days, it was very rare that somebody had a camcorder. Like maybe one person out of your crew might have had a camcorder. That was me. Out of the whole crew, I'm the only one that had a camcorder.
It was usually you.
I would document stuff and just videotape stuff. But now everybody has the means to do that right then and there. And so, we documenting this, and you're seeing this. You can't you can't rebuke this. You can't be like, turn your eye away from this, because it's there, man. It's there.
Because I'm going to say this, the reason why is this right here, because you have to look at the blood on the money. That's the reason why. Like, if you go back to that right now, to be fair, Black people never really needed reparations, right? Well, we needed, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, it's like this, right? We wouldn't have the word reparations unless the government said they were going to give us those reparations in the first place. They realized they were wrong. They said, we're going to give you 40 acres and a mule as, as reward for the service that you did in our military and stuff like that. Honestly, let's talk about it. Black people should own about 10%, of the cotton and textiles, like right now. We should get a check from cotton every month, kind of like the Native Americans do. They get a certain amount of money, a stipend when they hit a certain age. I think every African American should be, because what it is this right here. We're playing the game of Monopoly, and you guys had a 400 turn head start, and all we're asking for is equal. Get us back to equity. We don't want equal rights. We want equity. We need equity to be able to be on the same level playing field. You know what I'm saying? You tell us to pull up our bootstraps. we pull up our bootstraps and you burn down Tulsa, you burn down Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? You go out there. When we get to a place, well, okay, we pull up our own bootstraps and we over here doing what we're supposed to be doing. And then you get mad and you come and bomb and burn down two financial institutions that could have, if they were left survive, then guess what? Everybody would be in Oklahoma right now that's of color and everything would be good.
We'd be chilling right now.
Huh?
We'd be chilling right now.
Chilling right now.
It's an easy math equation, right?
It's
an easy less than greater than equation. Like, again, I've said this before, labor is by far on any company that has employees the greatest single line item on any company's profit and loss statement. Labor. Hundreds of years of free labor. You cannot discount that and be like, oh, it just happened and they were just lucky and blah, blah, blah. Let's move away from slave labor. Let's move to just almost free labor to build like the transcontinental railroad.
Mm-hmm.
Like
sweatshops.
Like sweatshops, right? I don't understand how people can't get that shit. Like,
and the Asians should be on our fucking damn side on that note.
That's not
on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just screaming. I'm screaming. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget. You know what I'm saying? Your ass was fucked up too, up in this country. Everything in shit. Fucking the Irish. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go that way, you know what I'm saying? You know, the country has done shit to motherfuckers, man, of all fucking races, bruh. Why can't we just get a fucking fair shake? That's what we're asking for. A fucking fair shake, man. A fucking fair shake, man. Like, them motherfuckers out there calling you mix. The motherfuckers out here calling you spicks. They out here calling you motherfucking damn chinks and niggas and shit. And everybody's fighting for rights. We did the same shit that you're doing. We've been trying to do the same shit that y'all have been doing. That shit doesn't make any fucking sense, man.
All right, guys, let's move on a bit, okay?
Yeah, please, man. Let's please, man, because
these fucking comments.
I'm angry.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm angry.
But look,
turning green and shit.
Today is the 13th day of protest.
All right.
Which to be honest, I feel is incredibly amazing.
I do too.
It's historic.
I do too.
I feel it's incredibly amazing.
Hey, have y'all talked to y'all parents about this at all?
Yeah, I talked to my moms about it.
Yeah, my mom was like, "This is the worstest. This is the worstest. This is bad."
Yeah.
What were you saying, P? You trying to set something up?
No, I was just saying that this is really an amazing moment of history in this country. Okay, as we said earlier, we saw the straws. We saw different straws over the past couple of months. Okay, and now for this one clearly on camera, for it to explode and to explode in the way that it has, and the attention that it's gotten, the attention and the solidarity that it's gotten, not just around the country, but around the world.
Yes.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That's the amazing
what it was.
part of this.
What happened was this right here. Even though we've been harping on, you know what I'm saying, the people that don't get it, we got people that didn't get it before that's getting it now.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's changed. Yeah. It's people with influence. It's like this. It's the guy that up until this point was not getting it. You know what I'm saying? We had another Jamal, you know what I mean, out there that wasn't getting it. You know what I'm saying? And then that wasn't getting it. And then all of a sudden it clicked in his head. He was like, "Oh shit, nah, this is wrong." And what it does is and I'm sorry, I'm just using Jamal as an example, but he's an influencer. He has thousands of people that follow him, that look to him for the truth. And then if he changes his viewpoint on something like that, guess what happens? Since he's the cool guy in the room for those thousands of people, they start then, they're not going to call him crazy because he's been right all the way up until this point. And they're going to say, well, maybe this is wrong. And that's what's happening.
Well, it's not even that. It's not.
I'll say that. Actually, Tigo, before you go
ahead.
you go in, we do have someone else. We do have a special guest that wants to join our conversation.
Yeah.
And Keisha, I'm going to let you handle these introductions.
Well, damn, I wasn't prepared at all.
Listen.
Yeah. If anybody,
so,
you should be able to give a quick intro. Go ahead.
So bringing to the stage, you guys put your hands together for my sister, not yours, D. McDougal.
Hi guys.
That worked. That actually worked.
Hey D, tell him why you're here and tell him what you do.
I'm here as corporate D. I am I lead diversity and inclusion in the financial services industry. I am also co-founder of a nonprofit that focuses on access to capital and opportunity for Black folks, all folks, but mostly Black folks. I sit on a lot of nonprofit boards and have a lot of diverse friends, or have a diverse friend group. So I am here today to talk about what y'all are talking about, but kind of bring the perspective of someone who does this work professionally and what it all means as we try to really create sustainable change in the systems that, keep a lot of us back because there isn't as much access to opportunity. And really that's at the root of all of this, right? Is that if, Tico, to your point, if there was a fair shake, if people had access to opportunity, what would that mean? And how would that change outcomes for a lot of folks? So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
D, I'm 21%. I'm sorry, 21.5% European. Do you think I can get one of those grants?
Well, we know
you're disqualified.
Do I got to be 100%? Do I got to be 100% Black?
We know from history that one drop means that you're Black. So no matter how much you got, you're still Black man.
That's what I'm talking about.
If you're a Black man, you're an African.
Yeah, sorry, Tico, you can't.
Yeah, so
you can't run away from it 21% of the time.
But what you can do is embrace that 21%, right? You can embrace that 21% and learn more about it.
I sure have. My credit score went up. Sure
Pause for a second, family. Pause for a second. Lynn, thank you for your comment addressing that other bullshit. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Y'all handle him in the comments because I'm not.
Thank you.
On air, I'm not.
Look, man, this is some deep stuff, man.
Rob?
I'm trying to put some. This is.
I'm
heavy.
not addressing that bullshit. Go ahead, D. We got our guest on. I don't
Yeah,
want to
D.
take away from her. Go ahead, D. You got something else.
Well, no, I was just going to say, it's been a really rough week, 10 days. There's been a lot of conversations, a lot of, listening and translating. And, someone made the point about people not having gotten it before and now they get it, right? So then we got to be there to receive that and really turn that into something that can create the change that we want to see. A lot of folks are mad and they don't want to hear it and all that, but we're really not going to get anywhere if we don't embrace the folks who are just now waking up and saying, hey, here's how you can pour that rage and that emotional response. Here's how we can turn that into effort and action that will really change things. And so, for when it comes to challenging people, I think I heard somebody say, challenge your right friends. Really try to challenge all of your friends into action. What does that look like when you show up at work? Who are you hiring? Who are you promoting? Who are you doing? Like all this stuff matters. And it being in the street is important. Voicing your concerns, important. Pulling your money away from companies that, are not just not racist, but, who are saying things and doing things like the CPI guy, right? Like he probably thought he had didn't even think that what he was saying was that bad, right? But we hit folks like that in their pockets, and that's where it matters, because when they see, an impact to their bottom line, that's when they'll start doing things differently. I was reading about, I think it was.
Hang on, D. Just for people that don't know, CPI had a partnership with the Carolina Panthers, an activist group or a nonprofit group, basically sent an email out to like 10,000 people on their email list asking, giving certain steps for action for change in this time. The guy from CPI basically responded and said, you're probably better use of your time would be to combat blacks killing blacks and young men killing young men. as opposed to either just shutting the fuck up entirely or just shutting the fuck up entirely. So now the Carolina Panthers have pulled their partnership with the CPI. So, and I know up and down my timeline, people in the Charlotte area, I know a bunch of them, and they're all looking for alternate security contracts.
Right. And it isn't just, I mean, CPI, they go beyond that market. And really what I think we need to do is really hold on 1 second. We got some background noise going on. But one of the things I think is really important, whether it's the CPI guy or other folks that we want to boycott, we don't have to talk about it as much, right? There's a place for protest. Absolutely. I believe in it. But there's also a place for just like redirecting your money. So there was a guy in, I think, Maryland who owned some crab houses, and he posted something negative about Black people, and saying that, you know, something about social security or social services or something like that. And with that, like, we don't need to show up at that crab house and sit outside and tell them how we're not going to spend our money there. Just don't spend your money there. Like, I mean, it is emotionally exhausting and taxing and all of those things to show up and do that. But we can redirect our money. And I'm all for redirecting our money within our own community. I'm also all for, lifting people up in a way that this isn't just a reaction. We should always be supporting Black-owned businesses. We shouldn't be holding Black-owned businesses to a different standard. And I'm in a couple of groups with, for Black-owned businesses, and we find ourselves being really, really scrutinizing these businesses in a way that we don't do with other businesses, right? And I think we just all need to be there and be supportive, but this should not be a reaction. It should be an everyday thing. And we don't do that enough. So I think that, again, there's protests, there's boycotts, there's, canceling people, online. I have advocated for a very long time for people to really be prudent in their research when they talk about canceling people. It got all the way under my skin this week when articles were circulating about cancel this company, cancel that company. And the article about the MUI franchisee out of Texas, and how that particular franchise owner's political donations to the Republican Party and to Trump somehow got translated into Wendy's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and I can't remember the fourth company. Everybody wanted to cancel them. I'm all for canceling whomever, however, but make an informed decision. Also understand that when you cancel brands and when you cancel franchises, there are people who look like us who work in those spaces. You know what I mean? And so just understand the impact of what it is that you're doing. And it's not all for show. There's a lot. I mean, social media, Rob, I think you mentioned about having, cell phones and what we know because people have cell phones, but people also do a lot of stuff for clout and just to have themselves be seen as part of this movement. And so don't just be a big bully online because you're loud about it and you're upset. Really do stuff that creates change, and you got to change systems. And often you can do that from within. And yes, I see this comment about the mini donut shop. That's absolutely for him being racist in the social media post. But as a result of that, what we also need to see is us lifting up other businesses, right? We need to, you boycott the mini donut shop, but what other donut shop can we go patronize?
I say this right here, D. Go back to the other guy that wanted to have a mini donut shop, and put him in their place. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. If you want to help people of color, then give them, give them the boots so we can pull up our own bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. It's like, okay, boom, you see a racist cop, okay, we're gonna get rid of him. All right, now bring in a Black business owner at this point in time to see how they work in there. You know what I'm saying? Because then that way you put the onus on us. You know what I'm saying? You put the onus on us. So then when it's our fault, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
I think Williams' husband just did that.
Yeah, step aside. And I think one of the things is that, affirmative action is a tricky thing, right? So I don't think anybody's saying, hey, just step aside and put a Black person in that, right? But what we are saying is, let's look at the systems. Let's look at how people got to where they are, because a lot of times we call it lazy hiring or lazy referrals, right? So if people are in positions of power, more times than not, they're white, right? Because of legacy systems that are in place. So what ends up happening is people get referred. So if you're working in an organization and someone needs to make a hire, if that manager is white, they may reach out to their network. Their network is likely not that diverse. So you may get someone who's qualified to fill the position. But again, it's a lazy process because you're really not inviting a lot of diversity into the process. Same thing goes for opportunities for business ownership and all the things that go into that, whether it's lending or other things, right? So it's really, are people being as proactive and intentional about creating spaces for other people to have access to that opportunity? I'm not saying go cherry pick a Black-owned business and just drop it in there. I'm saying give people access to the opportunity and let the best person win. And I think that's what we haven't had historically, because a lot of times these roles and positions and opportunities are passed around based on network. What I would encourage all of your listeners to do is make sure your network is diverse. And that goes both ways, right? Like there is peace and solace in having a network of people who understands you, right? So you can get on here, you talk to your folks, and your folks know what it is that you're saying, and there's not a whole lot of you don't have to go back and forth and do a lot of translating, right? But that isn't really an opportunity to stretch yourself. It's when you have to explain your position to someone who doesn't understand because they haven't had to experience that same thing. That's where you really help people grow. And a lot of the conversations that I've had over the past week to 10 days really has been helping people understand. My white friends didn't know. They just didn't know that being home with, at the stay-at-home order, not being able to look away from the video, not having something else to go to, that has forced people to sit in their discomfort and figure things out in a way that they have not had to do before. Not saying it's right, because there's lots of stuff that's happened before, but people have been able to turn away and they've been able to go on with their own individual lives and turn it off. But this has happened, George Floyd's death has happened in a way or in a time that has forced people to pay attention. And so when you have a diverse group of friends, and you are, I have been approachable D my whole life. So when you are approachable and people are struggling with how to reconcile their feelings, that invites a lot of conversations that people have not been comfortable having. And so I would encourage everyone to be open to those conversations, to be open to challenging their friends, and even in certain instances, your colleagues, right? Because I will say to a lot of people at work, when you walk in a room and you see nothing but white people at this table, or you see nothing but men at this table, or there's not any diversity, do you really think that these are the only people who are qualified to do this work? Have you really challenged yourself? Have you really thought about this in a way that brings, I saw something the other day that says that complex problems require diverse perspectives to arrive at the best solution. And so whatever that is, we all need to be challenging ourselves to say, hey, have we done what we need to do? And right now, we have to be thinking about this from the perspective of advancing Black people. Have we done everything that we need to do to have, these conversations about how we advance those who have historically been left out of the conversation? And so whether it's
amazing.
Go ahead, Keisha.
Sorry, it's amazing that the flubs that have happened, the cancels that have happened over the past few weeks are probably attributable to the fact that whoever that is does not have a diverse circle. They don't have a diverse workforce to kind of guide them in these responses or statements or whatever. But that kind of gets glanced over and not even seen as a factor when it's the absolute major factor of why we are where we are.
But at the same token, when I was growing up, it's these things they're not taught in the schools. When I was growing up, we had to learn how to balance a checkbook. You see what I'm saying? So that knowledge passed on to me, because not only in school you're supposed to learn your reading, your writing, your arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? It was also a life, lesson on how to, once you get out of here, this is what's happening in the real world. How do we take that and teach the youth, or teach not even the youth, just teach those that don't know the importance of their dollar and where to, you know what I'm saying, put it. Because, you know, that whole stereotype of, you know, I ain't going to go to Mr. Jackson's, you know what I'm saying, mattress store. You know, he's black owned. He might Mr. Jackson, but I'll go to, you know, Circuit City or fucking, you know what I'm saying, Best, whoever you get a mattress from.
Somehow the big corporation is going to be better.
Right. Instead of saying, you know, even though that the price, I say this because we own 2 convenience stores and we got a lot of flack from people because our prices seem to be high. But at the same time, not understanding that, number one, we were renting this place out. We have to, you know what I'm saying, pay for the rent, you know, and
which is probably higher because
which is high, exactly, which was higher because we're black. And in order to stay, you know what I'm saying, above the means, you know what I'm saying, what can we do? How do you break that mold of for that, or that stereotype for African Americans?
It's about not as simple as that, not charging us higher rent because of our skin color. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's built systemically to say that, okay, you cannot help where you're born, but the country that you live in can help that. They can put things into place to make sure everybody's on equal playing field, and we just have not been on the equal playing field this whole time. So
I'm with you on that, Bishop. I'm gonna tell you, my mother was always, she never wanted to work for anybody. Mm-hmm. She owned a store downtown when Moore Square was just opening up. There was nobody interested in Moore Square. So my mother was interested in Moore Square. So they told her that her rent would be free until they filled up. Well, that's how she haggled it. She was like, yo, I'm not paying this money. Ain't nobody here. And they said, well, through the contract, they haggled or whatever. Well, you wouldn't have to pay any rent until we fill up Moore Square. Mm-hmm. My mama, she caked off, you know what I'm saying, as far, and I'm with you. And that's exactly what you mean by having a leveled out playing field.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
That's a sweetheart deal. It's like, okay, ain't nobody here. Yeah, let's be fair with you. Let us help you get to a point where you can step off. Now, we're not saying you're not going to pay rent, and we're not going to say you're not going to pay the rent that we asked you to pay. But up until this thing is filled up, boom. Right. And I'm sure that gave her a head start in her business.
Exactly.
So that way, now you got a lawyer, because at the end of the day, it's like this. It's all about making the other person feel good about the deal. You know what I'm saying? There's many deals that me and you do through comedy and all that stuff. We'll go win. And if we treat you fair, then you know what we do? We get more shows. If I go to a promoter and I don't charge them $500 per show for this one show, and I say, you know what? I'll take my joint down to $300, but at the back end, I get 4 or 5 more shows out of you. I've made more money than just that one $500 stand. And that's what people don't understand. It's like this. Like if you the country would be much better if everybody was on an equal playing field. And then if you went back and, you know what I'm saying, and you filled in the holes. It's like this. Like all we're saying is just go back, fill in the holes that you created, whether it's your fault or not. You're in power now. Fill in the potholes. Make the road even for both sides. And then let's move forward. Because until you fill those potholes up, we're always going to keep dipping into the motherfuckers every time we come down the street. It's common sense, man. I don't understand why people don't understand. There's no argument. There's no argument.
I think
there's no argument.
With respect to, access to opportunity, there are programs in place to help small business owners, get to where they need to be. And whether those are historically underutilized businesses, owned by people of color, so to include Black people, or women or veteran-owned businesses or whatever. But I think that in our community, we do need to be more prudent about tapping into those resources. There are a lot of programs and opportunities available to people, but a lot of times people would rather say that they don't exist than do the research to find out what does exist. So the onus and the responsibility falls on both sides for the folks who have historically done the oppressing to provide access to opportunities and programs, and then for those who have been underutilized to really take advantage of those programs and leverage the resources that are available to you.
I would like to argue that, but let's make that more prevalent, because I shouldn't have to do 3 days of Google searching to find these programs.
Well, you shouldn't have to do 3 days of Google searching to do the programs, but you also can't say that they don't exist. And so I think one of the things that our majority, if you will, counterparts or our white counterparts, that one thing that they're good at is looking at all the loopholes, all of the ways that they can get out of doing one thing for it to be to their advantage. Just because something isn't within plain sight doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And so again, the responsibility is on us, because again, we're not looking for handouts. We're just looking to be able to get access to whatever those opportunities are. Also, Tico, going back to your point about the store and how can we get over the stigma of small, Black-owned businesses, neighborhood-owned businesses, and that sort of thing, it's marketing, right? The reason people know Best Buy and whatever other these big stores is because of marketing and the marketing machine that pushes them and their advertising game. One of the things that we have to our advantage now that probably your family didn't have is access to social media. So just like we found out about all these things, think about all these influencers, all these internet-based businesses that have really gotten popular based on social media. Are we leveraging social media, the podcast, all the things that if we use and leverage the tools that are available to us to our benefit, that people really can be successful. So this is a multi-layered problem. Some of the responsibility does lie on us to figure out how to leverage the tools that are available. Some of it is absolutely systemic and pervasive, and that's going to require systems change in order for us to be better at it. But I say that there's no time like the present, even though I'm exhausted and tired of talking about it. But we got to seize the moment right now. We have to take advantage of people being willing to have these conversations. We got to take advantage of, CPI being in this vulnerable place. Is there a Black-owned company that can come in and leverage what is happening to CPI to build their business and their brand? Is there a consulting company that is owned by a Black person that can come in and talk to the CEO of CPI and say, hey, let me help you get on the right track? How can we take advantage of this moment? Because it's going to be really, really sad if at the end of the day, people aren't better off after we've gone through all this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. True that.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think it will be.
Because I ain't spend no money, so yeah. So yeah, man, I'm ready to invest shit.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for
coming through. Let me rephrase that. Thank you for finally coming through.
Yes.
Yeah, finally coming through. We're big fans of yours. Okay.
Thank you.
I want to publicly thank you for for our opportunity at Black Wall Street last year. Okay. Thank you.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. And please, huh?
I'm saying shout out to Black Wall Street. I hosted a show. I hosted a show for D&M for one time.
Yes, you did. Yeah. It's all family, not just Keisha.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So please come through again. Please. It was a family comment. Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, you got that good backyard back there. I'm about to go get that hammock and throw it back there. Most definitely.
Thanks, y'all.
Most definitely. D.
Again, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a good conversation today as always,
Hey man, that's how we do.
Hey, huh?
That's how we do.
What are you talking about?
That's how we
do. How we do, man. He said that's how he was agreeing with you with that whack ass damn Boost Mobile cricket ass internet you on, man. He was agreeing.
See, why you dissing right now, okay? Stop.
He was agreeing with you. He said that's how we do. You like, what you talking about? Huh? What?
He's trying to start some beef, ain't he? He's trying to start some beef, ain't he, Rob?
Okay, not trying to start no beef. But
look, boy in Greenville drinking moonshine. That boy think he got a whole nother train.
Greenville again?
Yeah, man.
Yes, Key.
Yes, Key. He's in Greenville. Look at him.
I thought that wall looked familiar.
Yeah, I haven't dipped out or anything. But look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Straight to Tape as always. Follow us on social media, on on Facebook, on IG, on the Twitters. Okay, we're on all of that. All right. We put out a
Jazz.
audio version each week, so definitely check that out on all of your favorite podcasting platforms.
Hey,
Shut
Perry.
up, Jazz.
Perry.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
this Nick that keeps trying to infiltrate our broadcast. It's interesting. I've kicked him out
Yeah,
like
I
3
know. We'll
times the
talk
whole
about that
time.
off camera.
That's off camera stuff, yo.
Off camera, Key, off camera. All right. Yo, Rob.
Yeah.
Yo, man, do me a favor. Give the comment section some more love for what they did today, bro.
No, I mean y'all really kept it popping in the comments, man. I mean, I think I named everybody by name. Somebody, Phil Mitchell came through. Appreciate you too. If I didn't mention your name, Andre Fields too. If I didn't Tanya, what's up, girl? She came through. Heinz T. Listen, if I didn't mention your name, you know what I'm saying, thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for keeping us engaged in the comments section. Thank you, Sheba. Thank you for coming through as well. Yeah, man. Thank y'all. Man, thanks for the love. Kalila, thank you again for coming through. Hey, like I said, subscribe. Like Perry said, subscribe, share the shows, all that good stuff. Follow us, man. Give us those 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts, and I mean on any of the platforms. Just give us the big rating. You know what I'm saying, and help us out. You know what I mean. And at the end of the day, man, we just trying to be your favorite podcast. We trying to promote love and positivity throughout humankind. You know what I'm saying, Baron.
All right.
Who has Boost Mobile again?
Stevens, what's up, homie? Thank you, man. Thank you for coming through
Thanks,
again.
Baron. Thanks for coming through.
Yo, Bishop Omega, what you got going on this week, my man?
Intelligently Ratchet, every Wednesday night, 9:00. So y'all come check us out. You know what I'm saying? Me, Kazi, Justin Thornton, Phenomenal. We might have I'm trying to figure out a date to get with y'all or whatever to get, most of you guys on the show.
Ooh, a Wednesday night, like 9:00.
Yeah. What you doing?
No. Y'all want me on this Wednesday? I can.
Yeah, you know what? I might send you the link. We just gonna have you on as we don't really, you know what I'm saying? I think the last lady we had on Intelligent Ratchet was maybe Lena, the MC. Lena was the last lady we had on. So it's high time we have more females on Intelligent Ratchet. It's all boys club. But yeah, that's what's going on. I also say, man, listen, man, it's change happening, and if you play any video games, anything like that, you know what I mean, Call of Duty didn't jump into it. Also NBA 2K jumped into it. So, you know what I mean, they selling Black Lives. They got the whole Black Lives Matter T-shirts and stuff, jerseys and stuff. You can put on My Player. So, you know what I'm saying, I see a change coming for this next generation. Shout out to Sesame Street for their commentary also.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And look, also, ladies and gentlemen, look, if you're not following my man number one, Big Rob Stud on
number one,
on Facebook, make sure you do. Okay, he's been interested on the solo tip, and we're probably going to be keeping that up as well. Got some things coming. We will let you know, but go by and follow him. Okay, he's got a lot of good things to say. All right,
at your boy.
Holla at him. All right. So for the comedian Tigo de Gallo.
Yo. Thank y'all for listening. This thing has been crazy, and I've noticed that deaf people have been protesting violently. It seems like they don't think their voices have been heard.
That would be mute people. People.
Oh,
people. You gotta go. You mess up. Get out. You're not a comedian anymore. Someone get his comedian card. I want it to be gone.
Lord. The first lady of S2T, the quintessential hip hop mom, Keisha with a Y. We so glad you made it home safely.
Thank you.
What's wrong, Key?
Have a good night, everybody. That's all I got.
Hey, Jeremy, follow Straight to Tape, and then you'll find me on the Straight to Tape page, and then friend me from there.
Make sure you do. Make sure you do. Yeah, and Key, okay, you know, she should be fine with that little smuggling checks thing. But anyway.
Oh, yo, I got checks.
She ain't got no grape, y'all.
I didn't get grape.
How'd you
Listen,
not get grape?
Listen. I didn't get grape because I
Uh-huh.
wasn't thinking about grape yesterday when I went to the store. And so my full intention was to go to the store this morning before I left. Nick, when I left, it was monsoon raining from tropical storm Cristobal. Cristobal. I didn't have an umbrella, and it was sheets of rain coming down. So I just got on 95 North and came home. So sorry to anybody that I said I was gonna get you soda. I ain't get you soda.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not up on the Checks Soda Hustle, definitely go by our podcasting platforms, okay? And check out a particular episode called Hip Hop Tracks and Smuggling Checks. And you see what we're talking about. All right. Like I said, join it, you know, make sure you're, you know, hitting the notification icon so you can be part of the notification. What?
Gang.
Exactly.
I did also throw in a 2-liter of peach if anybody want to buy that on the low.
All right, cool. All right, cool.
Yeah, we gotta get on that for real. And of course, our social media assassin, #1, Rob Stud.
Yeah, just thanking everybody once again for coming through, man. Just, you know, follow us, like us, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. And thank you again for the comment gang. No matter how, you know what I'm saying, ratchet, whatever that y'all get, thank everybody in the comment gang.
Not.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I don't agree. But
Bishop over there looking like a daggone poster child for the Ku Klux Klan chicken dictionary.
You want to heal the world? Black people start eating chicken and watermelon in front of your people. You know, there's nothing wrong with it.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, it's your man C. Perry Leasy II. As always, let's get active. Let's start listening.
For real.
Yeah, for real. Let's start listening. Let's start doing. Okay. And let's move everything to the next step. Okay.
Yeah.
And
let's
for
listen
all
to each
you,
other.
All lives matter people. Fuck you.
Damn.
What in the world?
That's the way we win the show, really.
Damn.
Absolutely. I mean, I missed the whole first hour.
Well, hey, she
Don't yourself, Keisha. You said what you said.
Exactly.
I mean,
Can I
damn.
repeat it?
You said what you
For
said.
all you.
No, we
matter.
heard you.
Oh,
Yeah,
we heard you.
Well, in all actuality, she hadn't cursed until then, so she had to, you know what I'm saying? She had to spit one out. Yeah, you hadn't cursed the whole entire time.
That is amazing. I didn't even know.
All right. For the 5th time, let's wrap this show up.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get active. Check us out next week. We out. Later, y'all. Be